2020 Tantra on Amazon. Info in the description. What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Yeah, this Audra Bear. And my info's in the description on Instagram, too. So she got some questions for me. It's a Q&A, because I haven't eaten, or supposedly haven't eaten in 50 days.
50 days.
Yeah, like...
You made a post today saying 50 days, no food.
It's not like, to me, I feel like the body's always feeding, so she got a bunch of questions, so...
The questions started rolling on Instagram and Facebook, so I wrote a few down so we can talk about it. Get those questions answered about 50 days of no food. So, first of all, if you're not eating, what are you drinking?
Any kind of liquid, really, any smooth, like not necessarily any smoothie, but coconut water, tea, green juices, smoothies and pea milk.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say that. It just that sounds so unappetizing saying pea milk, right?
Yep.
Right.
That's what it is.
But I mean like sweet pea milk though, like peas, like that was created by Gregor Mendel, like the botanist that created the plant known as the pea, not like urine. Just saying, just for the record. Because you gotta be like that
you
now.
Gotta clarify.
Yeah.
You never know these days.
Yeah.
You gotta
I mean,
clarify.
I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just saying that that's not what I'm doing.
So I guess another question was smoothies is eating, or I guess is smoothies eating?
Yeah, I feel like the body's always feeding, so you just choose the density in which the body's gonna feed from. The energy's always available. It's just like which level of density or light you want to feed from. And so yeah, I think smoothies is definitely eating. You know what I mean? Just like I think music is eating. I think sex is eating. I think good conversation is eating. I think walking your dog is eating.
You're always consuming.
Yeah, any movement.
Everything is food.
Yeah, any
all around you.
Yeah, I say any movement or activity or non-activity that brings about oneness is filling.
It's food.
It's filling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Makes sense.
So,
okay, next question. Are you hungry? Do you miss food?
No, I'm not. I don't even know. I see, like I always say, like you know, you like, are you hungry? And I'm like, I'm not hungry, but I could eat.
I could eat, but when he says eating, it really means like a juice, or can I make you a smoothie, or like something. Like that's our food. Like, are you hungry? Do you want to eat? Like that's the food.
Yeah, that's the meal. Yeah, like
that's. Make you a juice or smoothie.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, you know, it's like, and I guess if I really wanted to chew food, I mean, I know I could, because like nothing can harm me and everything is me. But at this point in my life,
do you need it?
I'd rather go less dense, because less is more, and that's just where I'm at. So that's where I'm at in the process. Not in
more time for so many more things. So
many
other things.
Yeah, it's just more space. Less space between me and my breath. Mm-hmm. So me and God, basically. And there's no less space when there's less gunk right here. And then, so I can have more space with people like you. But just you, really, because no one else.
That's about it.
With myself, outside myself.
Yeah. What's another question? What does your urine look like?
Oh, nah, honestly, I mean, that's just gonna...
It's not that different.
I'm gonna say, it really wouldn't change. It really, that's gonna just vary more so, I guess, about wherever you are in your process overall. Because, like, this is more so my lifestyle.
It's not going through a detox anymore because you've done this so many times.
Yeah.
Your body's not adjusting. It's already there.
Yeah. But
now it's kind of like this is just the maintenance. So it feels normal.
Yeah, for me, this is more like remembering the life that I was already living. Because like I was telling you, like most of 2013 and a lot of some years, I was on mainly liquids for more than half the year, and you know didn't eat much the whole year, like as far as chewing. So like, I feel like it's more so the lifestyle. It's not a detox thing anymore. So the urine,
I guess you did come up with something about the detox. What's it? Healing crisis that happened a couple weeks ago.
Like what's up?
With your back.
Oh yeah, like that type of stuff. Yeah, no, definitely stuff like that. Anything that any type of old anything has come. It comes to the surface. Yeah, like anything from that comes. Like anything from my past. It just like whenever you build a new house, you just gut the old one. You take the old stuff out. I feel like it's like with everything, like all the old teeth I had too, like that were just dead in my face. Like you know, they just eventually got purged.
Yeah, start moving.
Yeah, like and I just feel like just my body just cleaning the template to start over in those areas. So yeah, no, it's definitely more so like overall. I guess overall the detox is it's an overall detox for sure. But at this point, it's a lifestyle. It's more so like remembering my life because I was on liquids for a while. I really didn't start chewing again until I started like living outside myself and start forgetting the breath.
Yeah.
That's when the last time, you know what I mean? Because then I was trying to change people and trying to like tell them about like, yo, the breath and stuff instead of just breathing and attracting. And then that's when I got like hungry and tired and then I started chewing again. Because I feel like the chewing is really just like when you're not having the proper sexual alignment, you think you're just more frustrated. So then you want to chew. I don't think I know that's what it is.
Chewing is anxiety.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just frustration.
Feeling that you're just taking it out on the food.
Yeah, if you just think about it like that, like people just like are more satisfied with crushing things. And that's just all, it's just a really intimate way of crushing things.
Yeah.
And like hearing yourself crush it in your mouth and all
satisfying.
that. Yeah,
to
like,
get that out.
yeah, it's, you know what I mean? If you're frustrated, especially crunchy and salty, and like if it's bread, you know, then you're like, it's soothing and, you know, soft is like, you know, they all have their different like traits, I guess, the textures. So like, I feel like at this point, as far as the things that's in my life, as far as the textures, I don't need to chew.
Yeah, you don't need to feel those anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm that frustrated enough to chew. I feel like chewing is just totally like, if you just thought about doing this for like an hour a day for 3 days, and 3 hours out of every day, or a half hour, it just don't make no sense. 3 half hours a day of grinding your teeth, it don't make no sense to me in the long run. If you look at it like that, I think it just don't make no sense to me, you know what I mean? Because it's just really just smashing your teeth against each other for, you know, at least an hour and a half a day, probably, if you're having 3 meals a day. Probably, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Something like that around there.
And if not, then you're not chewing your food properly.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and again, like my man used to always say, I had a friend of mine used to always say, like, man, cars are less than us. We created them. And they use a better fuel than us. They use liquid.
The fuel, yeah.
Yeah, so how can they, and they're designed after us. They're not a greater machine than us because we created them, and they use liquid. So we don't. Why don't we use liquid? We don't. You know, cars don't use chunky fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
to digest.
Yeah.
It's built off the same digestive system.
Yeah, we're supposed to chew everything to a liquid.
Yeah.
And air is just like a really, really, really light liquid. You know what I mean? So people think you're not eating, but you know that's because their sexual alignment is off. So they can't feed correctly. Less is more. You can feed more if your alignment's right, your spine's right. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, makes sense. So, are you still working out?
Sexually.
Yes.
I'm a sex worker out of.
Sex worker.
Yeah, that's it. Really like sex and then like occasional basketball. I haven't played ball in a minute now.
Probably a month almost.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't need to. I break enough sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I do enough core work and hips
and the stretching,
and abs
the
and
stretching really.
Constant yoga, constant like
just moving around, playing.
Yeah, acro yoga basically. You know what I mean? Constant. Like, you know what I mean? We're constantly doing that.
Just moving around.
Yeah, like you said, just playing. Like our playing is a workout, you know what I mean, for most people, like, you know.
Yeah, and like we went on a hike the other day. Did some other stuff outside.
We just played for like 20 minutes.
You just
was trying to spin around me for 20 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just do body weight shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, I don't need to like go to the gym. Well, I don't need to go to the gym to like what? Because you want to just meet chicks that look like you anyway.
I suppose. Is that the goal?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I suppose.
Yeah. You want to go to the gym?
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun to me. I don't.
It's not as playful. It's a bunch of, you know, hard edges in there, and it's not as soft.
No.
Yeah, but
And have you lost any weight?
I feel like I lost some, probably like some emotional weight.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really. No.
No.
Other than that, no. Like just emotional weight, like just some water. But like that's it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I lost anything else.
And another question: does your wife fast with you?
Yo, it's not even like a fast, like I was saying, because I feel like the body's always feeding or whatever.
We're on the same lifestyle though.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's been 50 days for him. I haven't chewed food in 38 days.
Because
I was a couple days
it's
behind.
It's like 4 a.m. now on Vamp Life, or 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
whatever
now.
this is
Yeah.
now.
So okay, so like.
What is time?
40 days. So I'm just a couple days behind him of no food, but on the same liquids, smoothies, herbs, whatever, all that sort of stuff. So.
And
it's been the easiest, smoothest fast ever.
And you have been very active yourself. Like,
yeah,
you know what
true.
I mean? It's not like you ain't been moving
I'm still
around.
working. We're still traveling. Still moving around. Still doing everything. It was crazy. You posted that, and a lot of people were like,
"You still going in and out of periods?"
Yeah. Yeah, that was another question.
Yeah.
Someone asked, "Do you still get your period?"
It's 36-hour period. Or
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I calculated it because this is my second period now since fasting, and it was literally a day and a half. So not even that long, really.
It's crazy.
For what it was,
Yeah, and I know.
Super light, hardly any pain. Like there was a little bit of pain for the first 2 hours maybe, but that was about it.
I know you were well read already, and you knew about Morse and Sebi and different people like that and everything. You knew about a lot of things, the Tao Te Ching and everything. But I know you really didn't intend to be breatharian.
No, I wasn't trying to.
This wasn't even your intention.
No, that was the thing. As soon as I started breathing and hanging out with him, I think that's when I was just I don't really need food anymore. It was just easier not to eat with all the activities and everything that we were doing throughout the day and traveling and doing all these sort of stuff. It was easier for me to just not eat. And that's still how I feel 40 days later. I still feel if someone put my favorite food in front of me, I don't even know if I'd want to take it at this point.
It always feels like it's in a way.
It just feels lighter. It's so funny, even before we were fasting, we would spend all this time, go to Whole Foods, cut the vegetables, do this and that, make the salad, and then we would just sit there and not really want to eat it because we just want to hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's the salad's in the way.
It's literally the only thing that's in the way.
You're across
now.
the table from me now. Now we'll be able to touch you. I got that just from however long.
Yeah. So even that, even though it was fun to taste and smell and have all the textures and everything in the salad, but
I'd rather touch you than have a salad touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an extra thing, just another thing to add to the to-do list. So when you're cutting back on that, we still have activities. I'll still make smoothies, or we'll go to Whole Foods for a smoothie or whatever. But it's not. It doesn't take as much time, near as much time.
Yeah, and then you can
or
just
space.
you know what I mean? Yeah, because in the smoothie you can still hold hands. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what's left?
Any more questions? Or are you working out, lost weight? Do you have any dreams?
I dream all the time. I got millions of bodies all over the planet, it seems, that I just be picking up and putting down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm constantly, whenever I'm unconscious from this body, I'm definitely I'm doing unworkings in other bodies or whatever. I don't know. But very, very vivid.
Yeah.
Definitely. I might not retain it all because it's so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just so much sometimes. Sometimes it's just I don't even try to get it all at once sometimes because I'm okay, this is a series of dreams and a series of epiphanies that are going to come over the course of this moon cycle, and I'm just going to let this happen one at a time.
Yeah.
One breath at a time. Yeah.
A lot of people were asking questions you need to take videos, or you need the camera following you around, or prove it, don't believe this, making all these comments.
Yeah, but then there would always
how
be
do you
some,
not eat for 50 days, that just shocks people so much to think about that, because it's, you're never taught that.
Yeah, exactly. They're never going to teach you what you don't need. They're going to tell you what you do need, though, supposedly, to try to sell you something. If they taught you what you didn't need, then there's no way you can make you a customer. So I feel like it's just a gradual lifestyle change, changing your ingredients, and then changing the portions, and then changing the way you prepare the portions, and then eventually just less and less dense until you find other ways of feeding, and I feel like the best way to feed is to literally give. You know what I mean? To the world, express, that's the way to feed, because there's no separation, so to give is to receive.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's it.
So you get full off of that.
So you just replace the parasitism to being a producer, and it's just a switch, I feel like. So just more hours of the day are this, and conscious day, and then others are just knee-jerk reaction, and then you just just more consciousness and less knee-jerk reaction, less sleep. Yeah. More real touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess a lot of people were in disbelief, but
I mean, they would always say
I've
we're
been
lying.
with him every single day for the last 50 days plus, so like I know that he's not eating, and I would be able to see it in his face. I'd probably be able to tell it right away if you were.
Yeah, you would know everything. I mean,
Not that you're trying to hide it or anything like that, but it's just like this is
you see
about
the change in the energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Immediately, yeah.
For sure.
No, definitely.
Because I knew you when you were eating, and now I know that you're not eating, and it's a completely different energy.
Yeah. Nah, definitely.
For both of us, really.
Yeah. It's just like you're more you. You know what I mean? Yeah, like.
Just getting rid of the excess and coming back to the center, coming back to who you really are.
Exactly. Like, and I feel like either way, even if I was to be like, yo, I got this camera crew following me around, and they basically hear they're a third party, and I can trust them. You can trust that they're non-biased. People would still say they're lying. So it don't make a difference.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't really matter. Like, somebody's always gonna say you lying or whatever until they really meet you or whatever. But
maybe I should be that for you.
But people
be the camera crew.
Yeah.
Be like, here's what Taylor's eating now.
Yeah.
Here's our first green juice of the day. Whatever.
Yeah. He's eating right now. He's breathing. Look at
breathing. Here's our breath session.
Yeah.
Like, just to prove it to everybody.
Yeah,
like,
he turned some music
real.
on. He turned music on. He's feeding off the music now.
Now we're stretching.
Yeah.
This is like our daily routine.
I feel like it's just when people they don't.
I think if people saw that though, people saw like the routine from like waking up
But they
to
gotta
going
pay
to
for
bed.
that, though.
Like but like if they saw like what actually happened, I feel like it would make sense why you don't eat.
It doesn't. They don't see and they don't see the value in the breath because they don't practice it, so then they don't see it in themselves. It's like there's a treasure chest that they don't know about in their life, and then I'm like, yo, look at this treasure chest, and then they don't see it, so they don't see it. It's not possible. It's not fathomable.
You can't. You
so
just
they can't see it in me.
Yeah, you can't
So I'm automatically a liar to them because it's the truth in their reality.
Yeah.
That I'm a liar.
Makes sense.
So there's nothing I can say.
Yeah.
I just accept it, like, all right, whatever. Maybe you'll come around me. But then you gotta like synchronize enough and breathe right, probably, to even
be able to experience
you
that.
always get my
People see
parasites and get my 2D versions and get like scraps of us. They're never gonna really get next to us.
Like through the internet.
Yeah, they're gonna get pieces and like be afraid.
Yeah.
Never really get next to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad you came.
We made it happen.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2020 Tantra on Amazon, info in the description. Hit me on the gram. And hit Audrey Barra on the gram, or don't actually. She'd be bothered by it probably, or maybe I'm just being a hateful boyfriend or something. Husband.
Send questions. We'll make a video. Eventually.
Yeah. Q&A, huh? Okay. Yeah. So I guess we'll plug the Snapchat the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snapchat the next one.